Trump is coming to the office in 2 weeks, the best time to be in business, in my opinion. But also in our business, it's very, very tricky. Tariffs are coming up, so I want to open with that. So actually, this is my office. This is my map. I look at it all the time. So you are in underlayment business. We have India, we have China, we have Canada. Trump is saying he's going to put tariffs on all of those countries. If you want to trade with us, 10 to 20%. I have an article here. As a candidate, Trump called for universal tariffs as high as 10 or 20% on everything imported into the United States. Many economists warned that such plans could cause price shocks, and many Republicans in Congress might have criticized them. What do you think about Trump's story, him winning? What's going to happen to the roofing industry?
Every 4 years, there's a cycle in the United States. Everybody's afraid to buy the year of an election, regardless who's getting in, regardless of what's happening, which had happened the last year here. Now that Trump's in, I see a lot of it kind of settling down, but the tariffs are going to come regardless. But on the plus side, they're coming to companies that have shift production offshores, going to China, India, a lot going on in Vietnam, Canada. I mean, Canada basically a little bit different than the other ones to me, but the prices are going to go up in a lot of products, but it's going to be these companies that sent the manufacturing overseas. In the 60s and 70s, we didn't have that. Manufacturing was in the United States. So the companies that are going to be hurt are those that are outsourcing from overseas. Unfortunately, try to find a product that doesn't come from China, India, anywhere over there, Bangladesh.
Why United States is so dependent on the products? You mentioned, I was in Shanghai last year. You go to India, you go to China, you've seen the factories. Why it cannot be produced here? How can you explain to average viewer who have no idea, like everybody's so proud of buying American. Why something like roofing underlayment is hard to make here?
Roof and underlayment is extremely hard to make. Reason why is the labor that goes into it. It's not so much hard as it is costly to make. The machines that go involved, you can have 20 to 30 people working machines, getting production going, getting everything situated on it. And you go to the United States, minimum you're going to pay somebody $20 an hour to do that. The first factory I went to in India is now the factory that we got into. I was speaking to the owner. There was a room full of people. I'm like, yeah, I'd love to at least convert this in the United States. I mean, that means cut it, print it, do it in the U.S. He laughed at me. He's like, what's the labor rate? I'm like, yeah, probably 20 an hour. He said everybody in this room doesn't equal $20 an hour. And that is why it's getting produced overseas.
And how many people are we talking about?
It was probably about 20 people. I mean, it was ridiculous. And that many people for the price of one American to do it. And $20 an hour is not a great wage. Ideally, people working for me, I'd like opportunities that make 25, 30, 35, 40 up in there. So that's the biggest thing is the labor and no benefits over there. It's hard to compete against regimes and countries that just don't have the same labor laws as the United States, the same environmental impact laws as the United States. To create a synthetic felt factory in the United States, a full synthetic felt factory from raw materials to finished product, you're looking at years. Approval from the EPA alone is probably 5 years. And you just don't have those restrictions overseas, unfortunately.
So you feel like it's a bureaucracy to blame?
100%. People see they can make more money over there. They get into government, lobbyists. But now with Trump, he's kind of making people pay for that. It's not like these companies are going to pay to start. The consumers are going to pay. The consumers are the one that are going to pay the tariff until these companies bring back production to the United States, if they can. So it's a kind of a gamble doing the tariffs. I think it's a necessary evil we have to kind of deal with here for the next few years.
Do you remember pre-COVID times? You're right. Nobody saw it coming, but then within a year, everything skyrocketed. And the smartest people who actually won, because I visit so many companies, were the people who have product stock. So like a lot of roofers say, cash flow is the king. I'm not going to tie my cash into the product, right? I'm not going to have a warehouse. I'm not going to buy shingles in bulk. But then when COVID happened, I remember I've been seen a contractor in Colorado, and commercial contractor, $15 million a year, big warehouse, all the commercial materials in stock. And he said, Dmitry, right now I'm selling to my competition. Nobody can get a product. There's 6-8 months lead time if you buy now, and I have it, so I'm the only one winning jobs. Remember the plywood, $70, $80 per shit, same thing. So it was like gold, trading gold. And I predict that it's going to be very similar in the roofing industry, not only with the tariffs, but with the price increases, with the shortages, with the demands. It's crazy what's happening. And and actually, let's talk about this. Do you see that the roofers are getting smarter? Because 2-3 years ago, you could not convince roofers to save on something like underlayment or nails. I was buying in bulk in Storm Group Roofing back in 2018. I remember I bought 6 pallets of nails for like $15 $15 a box. And I built like a little fort at my warehouse. My employees were laughing at me. I was just creating content, building Lego out of nails. And 3 months later, I bought it from Menards. 3 months later, Menards offered to buy back from us couple pallets because price of nails, something happened with the metal cost. They were selling it at 30. They were willing to pay us more to buy back couple pallets from us, and we would not sell back. How crazy is that?
Oh, it's amazing. Especially nails are so volatile. Nails are the one thing in the roofing industry that's like a commodity.
Yeah.
It goes on steel and iron prices, shipping prices. There's a lot to it. When you get to synthetic felt, even like ice and water shield, those prices are fairly stable. Nails, they're all over the place. Right now, you could go to Florida and get nails for 20 a case. You get up to Iowa, they might be 35 a case. Pennsylvania, we had a guy the other day saying he was 49. I mean, it's all over the place. But I think in every industry,
you can buy direct, pretty much the same price from everyone.
You can. I mean, it's between all the guys that do direct, almost the same price. But some states, they just get great prices on nails.
But it's also true on metal roofing. I noticed that metal roofing in Utah or Colorado can be completely different than Pennsylvania or Michigan because of the metal demand and supply locally. You can find companies in Indiana, like some Amish guys, who can literally install metal roof at the same price as asphalt shingles. And then another market's 3 times the cost.
Yeah, out by us. So we're Northeast Ohio. We're actually about 50 minutes east of Cleveland. A big Amish community just south of us, a few metal manufacturers. Right now, it's $1.89 a linear foot for painted metal that's fastener attached. And it is cheaper to do that than shingles. To install it, it takes half the time. And you could get a metal roof cheaper than shingles in Northeast Ohio.
I remember when I was there, you were telling me, and I've seen more metal roofs than asphalt shingles roofs.
Oh, it's crazy. It's I think it gets manufactured there. It gets down to the supply chain. The Amish are not gouging people on it. And more, I would say, just off the top of my head, 50% of the new roofs going are metal roofs in our area.
I know you're probably thinking, Dmitry, aren't you and Kyle competitors? We are. So I'm part of BM Direct Group. I'm a part owner of that company. I have a partner in China and another partner here in the United States. Kyle is in Ohio. He's also in direct distribution side, so he sells direct to roofers from the factory as well, but he also have a lot in Ohio. I cannot compete with Kyle in a lot of things that he does besides roofing underlayments and shingles. He does way more. He's bigger than me, and I do promote him, and Kyle actually is one of the investors in Directory. We have one thing in common. We have a blue ocean mentality. Market is big. We are on a mission and we cannot do it alone. Kyle cannot help everyone. I cannot help everyone. He's in Ohio. If you're in that region, in that area, he'll get you the best deal on ice and water, on synthetic felt paper, on anything. I'm in Minnesota. You can actually come visit me. You can text me, call me. I answer my calls. You can go to bmdirect.com, schedule a call with me. You can text me. I'll put my number, my cell number in description below. So if you want to talk about underlayment bills, we're selling 2 containers as we speak. Big, small. Our average small ticket is 6 to 10 pallets. Our big one usually 36 pallets, 18 pallets, bigger orders. Kyle does the same thing. So you can either reach out to Kyle if you're in that region. If you in Minnesota, Chicago, Iowa, you can reach out to me. You can shop us around. We're not competing. It's not a race to the bottom for us, but we have to stay together. We have to stay united because manufacturers, as you know, every quarter send these letters within 24 hours from each other. And we'll already see it this year, 5-10% 6% per increase. It's a lot. We are working super hard to save you money. Now is the best time. We're actually giving away golf cart this month, so any orders up until January 30th will give you a ticket. If you spend at least $10,000, we'll give you a ticket for a chance to win golf cart. It's a beautiful thing. You're gonna love it. I'll put in description information as well. And if you have any questions, reach out to Kyle or me. Thank you for the watch. Give it a like if you like this content. Let's go.